Okay, we're doing a tutorial on how I built the Star Destroyer. This might be a tutorial for the entire thing because that will take quite a while to do. So we'll get started and then you'll see how it all worked. So what we're going to do is build up. So you can have your Star Destroyer floating in the sky. You can build as high as you want. That's not going to matter. We're going to build a platform to make a template with. So okay, something like that. Alright, then we're going to use first order parts. So we want the roof pieces. Now we're going to place one here and one here. Notice we have 4 studs separating them, and then we're going to create our template. I'll make this foundations a little bit bigger. Alright, so all this, what we're building here, is not going to be used for the actual Star Destroyer, but because it'll all get broken down. So, but we'll need it for dynamic foundations later on to help us with angles. So, what we've done there is big enough. Now the good thing is, once you've built this part of it, if you want to make it bigger, you can just keep building out the back to make it as big as you want. Obviously, can't go too big because there will be a building limit. So, we're going to place 4 foundations here and 4 here. Alright, we're also going to place what is it? 2 foundations here and 1 in the dead center. So when it's going to drop, this one here is going to hold it all together. So what we'll do is grab first order floor and we'll match it up with the bottom template. We'll go 3 across. One, 2, 3, and then the 8x2x1 here. And then what we're going to do, oops, is break this top one here so it drops. And same with the other side, and then that drops there. Alright, so what we'll do now, we need to join those floor pieces with that center piece I was telling you about. So we need the 8x2x1 and we're going to place it here, 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 and here. Now you'll notice it's touching and gone inside this foundation piece, so it has joined. So now if we were to break these supports here, it will float in the air. And that's the start of our bottom section. So then what we need to do is join the pieces on the end, and we can build all the way to the front now. So getting these to snap to is a bit of a pain, but basically a little bit time consuming to build this. Maybe I'll go down on the ground. Okay, and we'll do the same on the other side. Oh, missed that one. For some reason they don't snap to the end of these floors, so you have to just get it to line up. Oh, that's the wrong way. That way. No, missed again. Okay, that's good. One. Okay, so then what we do is fill in the rest of this floor. So we can just use any parts you want, or any size to make it happen, but we're going to keep in line with, so we've got this gap in the middle. And we need some smaller pieces. This is probably the most time consuming part. And we'll fill these bits in. Okay, so that's our floor done. But what we'll also do is grab some foundations pieces and build them all the way along here, just to fill in this section, because we're going to need this later or to do the top section. So if you wanted to, you could get your floor pieces and just go along so you don't end up seeing any gaps from underneath. Okay, so now that we have done the bottom section, our angle is finished. Now the hard bit. So we need to get walls along this edge here, but they need to be vertical. So to do this, this is a bit tricky. So what I did is you grabbed a dynamic foundation. Let me just make this a little bit bigger with some extra room to work with. Now this part's going to be the time consuming part because it doesn't always work and you have to just keep trying until you get it, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So we'll push this up against our template at the bottom to get our angle correct. And then what we're going to do is grab a foundation piece and stick it on there. And then what we're going to do is grab a floor. And we're going to bring it out. So it's just above, like that. And then what we're going to do is grab our half walls. Now I used, which one was it? I used the nightmarish half wall because the grey matches the same colour. So what we're going to do is just put that on that floor piece. And I'm going to break this away so it's balancing on our floor. Now, because as you can see, this bottom section is not actually straight, it actually goes down a bit. So we need to angle this wall the same as that. So what we need to do now is to make this wall vertical. So if we grab some foundations and stick them on the end, and we'll just come out. Until it's balancing. There we go. See how you see it's now vertical. Now the difficult bit is trying to get this to attach to this floor. So we need to get something. I'm going to put a piece underneath here because we need to go lower. When that stops wobbling, we'll be right. No. Okay, there we go. Now it's stable. So, because now we've got our angle on all these pieces and our vertical angle. So if we grab the wall again, we can even come around this side. We can base it off some of these lower pieces and then we can bring it in Okay, so see how it's gone green, but it's not attached to that template. So now we have an option to attach our, well, this doesn't always happen, but it's all trial and error. So now if I was to go in a little bit more, so we may even be able to, we'll just stick with that for now. So we can then build no, see the angle's not right and it won't let me build further down. Let's just try something else. No, it's not going to attach. Now, what I did try before was if I place something here, just grab something else, we can possibly try and attach to there. There we go. So that's worked so far. We may be able to get our floor piece to attach to that. Alright, let's just bring that down a piece so we've got some more. We can then move it up and down a bit more. Oh, there we go. Let's just go with that. Alright, I'm going to remove this now. It's not needed. Hopefully this angle. No, see, it's now not. I have to go up a bit. Let's start with that. As long as we can get it all the way to the end. We then should be right. This is in the way. There we go. Now, because that's not touching, it will most likely fall if I break this piece, but what I'm going to try is add just a piece on the floor here. Just to try and hold it in place. Actually, I'll just put this here for now. Let's see what happens. Oh, we're good. So I'll just turn that around. I'm just going to so that's one side done. Now we need to do the other side. So same again. Get some foundation down. Push that so it up against there. I'll try what I did before. Placing this on the edge so I've got something to attach to. Doesn't always work. Put that there. Get our floor piece. Like that. Our wall. And we'll break the support. And then we'll balance this out. To stop it rocking. There we go. And then we'll grab our piece here. Try and get it to attach to something. Oh, this is going to work. Good. Now that I bumped that, hopefully make this work. Okay, our wall pieces. Actually, will come out, and down, so we can get our wall pieces to go higher and lower. Try there. That's close. I'm going a bit. It's two studs too high, I think. Right, well we might just stick with that for a minute. Okay. That's in the wrong spot. Maybe try there. Let's see. All right. Let's Ah, that's going to work. Nice. And I will also put a piece here just in case. I'll break this. There we go. It's now vertical. Okay, so that was the difficult bit. Now we need to do the roof. So, which is fairly easy. So all we need to do now is build up here. Probably, I'd say maybe that high. And we're also going to build up here because when we do the roof, we don't want it to fall and hit the walls hard. So now all we need to do is grab our floor pieces. Now we can't have it touching, so we will end up doing a gap in the middle like that, because when it drops, if they're touching, it won't work. So then we build out. Now with the top floor, we can do it all in one go. We don't have to do this back section first, mainly because if we did it like we did the bottom part of the build, it's not going to work. So I'll attach that there. And that there. And then we're going to finish off the roof section. Other side. Just like that. Now we're going to fill in all this. It's not going to fit. So now we've got our top roof. We'll just build another foundation under here so it doesn't fall, doesn't need to attach, just needs something not as far to land on. So then we're going to break this top piece and it'll fall. So now in the front, what we'll do is just break away one of these at a time until it falls onto the walls we put. And there we have our angled design to start with. So what we can do is let's just attach something to the back for now. And then you can go put a bus stop on here, like that. Now, if I going to break all this so it falls down. And that. We don't need those two. And there you have your floating. Get rid of all this on the ground. You have your floating structure. So as I was saying before, if you wanted to make this bigger, you can then just keep extending the back. So you keep going and going and build the wall. You do the same on the bottom. All your angles are going to be fine. You'll probably notice now that this wall is now being attached somewhat to the roof. So we won't need those two little blocks in there. Now if this bus station is removed, the whole lot's going to fall down. So if you need to move the bus station, all you need to do is place another one somewhere on the device, on the build. But it needs to be replaced on something that's flat like this. And there you have it. That's the start of your Star Destroyer or whatever you want to build. You can continue on with that. That's the basics of it.